Hi there, I'm Allie Elliott.
Hi there, I'm Allie Elliott. Welcome to my stream. I couldn't wait for the countdown today. I just don't have that kind of time. And I got everything done before, all the little things that you have to do before the countdown started. So here we are. I've got a ton of stuff going on. I've shot a new session today, an incredible family, an incredible little girl. And I'm not going to get to edit those today, but I'm going to put the finishing touches on these ones that I've been working on. And okay, that one's done. And then I can tell you about the new one. But I've got a full session to edit, a longtime client, a cute little dolly. But the one that I shot today is for she is battling cancer, and she has just been amazing and a total warrior. So we are going to build this conceptual image based on some of the things that she loves the most that kept her going and kept her strong through her fight. And her fight is not over yet, but she is powering through like a boss, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And she said she feels like she can see the end of the storm. So I'm really excited about that. That'll start tomorrow. I'm going to get through these first. This one, because I didn't change it at all since the last competition, is ready to go. This one just needs this needs to be, oh my gosh, it's been like 1,000 years. I forget how to do it. And then I have a full session edit as well. So that's not gonna happen. That's not the direction I was going, but we'll try it. No, that's too much. Let's do 1, and then we're 1.5. Okay, let's go 1 more. I'm trying a new station. And actually, do this to myself, but I'll just keep powering through here. There we go. Okay, that's about the weight that I would like. But let's yeah, I actually think maybe even something just a little touch darker. And then on this one we can put a stroke line. Do you want a stroke line? I don't know. I'm not good at the presentation aspect. I much prefer real life presentation. So might be a little much. I can't actually see it. Is it there? No, it is not there. Okay, let's do this first. Oh, maybe that's why. Did I make it the same size? There we go. And then, outside that, I would like to go with a really light stroke. So, and like half that. So it's like 2 pixels. Does that feel a little backwards? Maybe so. try that again. Let's start with this one. And then on the outside of that, put a black. That's better. And actually, before we go, I'm just going to burn into the corners just a touch. So I went to a different station on this, and it ended up back with the same music. So I guess that tells you I'm in the right place. Oh yeah, I like that better. And then we'll just erase it back a teeny bit so that it goes in line with the and then I won't resize them until I put them in a different folder. So I was focused on the presentation, but I think that image is pretty well done. Okay, and this one, I think since the last time I streamed, I don't work on them at all, but I flipped it just to kind of see. And I think I like it better. Before I do anything there, okay, first things first, I'm going to flip this one and see. I'm like 90% sure I'm not going to like this one flipped as much because I like that the ruffle kind of stops you and you go into the shadows into her face first. But I will check it. No, I like it, the original. And then as far as crop goes, she falls, there's a nice balance between the light ruffles and her face. So I think we're in good shape here. I just need a presentation on it. I won't baby step this time. Let's go with like 5. That's a little much. That's why I baby step. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try 3. That almost feels like a little much, but let's play around anyway. Okay, I like that color. Now let me see if maybe we want to emphasize the blues here. Okay, I got distracted by a text. I'm gonna check. Something. Okay. I like the blue. I actually prefer, there's the brown, there's the blue. The blue definitely speaks to me more. I'm just going to go a teeny bit. I'm going to duplicate this one, hide one, and then we'll try a stroke that I might even do like a blue. Like, but a real like 1.5 pixel outside. I don't think I like that. Nope, that's trying too hard. And this is what happens when you think it's just gonna be a short. It's not gonna. There's not a lot to do today. I just wrap these up. I'm afraid that stroke might be a little much. Let's see. Let's back it up a little bit and see. All right. Let's do it. I went through a phase where all of my presentations involved torn edges. Every single one. Did it match with the story? Who cares? It's not why we're here. Okay, so this one, I'm afraid I'm gonna, in Tommy Boy, when like he had the biscuit and like talked about his sales and he just like kept messing with it until he killed it. That's the portion of the program that we are getting ready for. These are exactly the same songs. Well, you know what? If it's not broken, okay, I think that's where we're at. So I'm going to take it down. These little tweaks, as annoying as they can be, oftentimes are the deciding factor between whether or not something goes further in a competition. Especially when the competition is so strong. Yeah, that's it. So I'll save this in 2 different places since I changed it since the last time. That's the hard part, to go back and see when you're ready to print something or whatever, and then to try and figure out which. Oh, okay. Okay. So I need the guide prints for this. Unless I put this as a photographic open entry. I think I will. What did I, let me see what I classified it as. Because the difference is showing guide images. I do have it as a master artist. I might hold off on that and get a second opinion. And this is, I have to check on it too. I hope that I put this as photographic open, because I hate having to find my guide images. Okay, this is photographic over, but I did want to do one thing to this before moving on. I was going to put a radial blur, just experiment a little bit. And you can see the varied. Now, I will say that when you get like a little bit of radial blur goes a real long way. So I'm going to go way back down to like 2. And you can spin or you can zoom. And this is just 2 on a scale of 100, and it's pretty intense. So I'm gonna go a little bigger. And I'm gonna come down far enough that her whole body is out of the blur. Whoops, don't want to get any of what's behind her. And then I'm going to lower the opacity a little bit, because even 2 out of 100 is a lot. Go down to 50. Being at 51 bugs me. Okay. So, it feels a little risky, but I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to duplicate this and change the canvas size. It's a more substantial image, so it can handle a thicker and I mean, it'll be probably black or nearly black. And this is I'm gonna keep it very, very simple and just put a little stroke. That's kind of what I've done with all of them. So okay, it's basically black. Alright, I'm going to flatten that and save it in the competition folder. Okay, so this one I have to decide. I had it marked. This one was actually more work than this one in Photoshop. But it may not read like that to the judges. So, it's my thought process. I'm actually just thinking. All right, so for images of distinction, the ASP competition, I've got 3 completely ready, signed, sealed, and delivered. And oh, I know. I was like, why do I only have 3? They're I need to save this in the other folder. All right, so I have 4 ready to go, which is good because the deadline is day after tomorrow. And then I have this one completed. I just have to figure out what category. So as far as the PPA competitions go, I need 1 more merit for Master Artist. I'm kind of leaning towards putting this in Master Artist just because that's what I need a merit in. So maybe I'll just go ahead. That's kind of boring. But, oh, this is the whistling song. I'm going to get to it before it even starts. Okay. Forget what I was doing. Okay, I need my guide images. So they'll all be together in the same folder. And actually that makes sense because I didn't obviously take my mother's first grade school picture. So there needs to be a guide image there. I didn't think about that. Okay. Gotta get the right external. And then remember what I named it. Here's the story of my life. Hey, low base, what's up? You came at the most exciting part of the stream. And that is sarcastic. Okay, so I've got to grab these guide images. Actually, how's traffic? Ooh, flower, that's different. Is there something, is there an animal wrapped around it that we should be aware of? Oh man, I gotta open this. I'm at the point that it's not fun anymore on prepping. Ooh. I like it. I like it. What title do we have? Well, that's good. Are you ride sharing? Are you in a limo? I started to say it's Friday, but it's not. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Very exciting. Okay, so I have 5 images for ASP. I'm disappointed that that's all I've got. Low base. While you're here, would you put this in photographic open or in master artist? They might call them something different, but it's the same general idea. I have it right now in photographic open. I just face out. I'm trying to find these guide images, and this couldn't possibly be more excruciating. And where was I? Oh, okay, there we are. There we are. Okay, guide images. So I've got the frame, I've got the table, I've got the girl. So I need to find the one that I used. Okay. Harder to stand out. Do you think there is enough work in that image to warrant master artist? I'm very, very into master artist category right now. And a little bit over photographic open, but I also don't like having to find the guide images. And I think part of it is that in PPA I have just one merit left to get my master artist degree. Which face is she making here? Gotta hunt it down. Okay, it's a bigger smile. That might be it. that it? Yeah, sure. $13.50. Okay, we've got her, the frame. Oh, I need the lamp. I need the lamp and my mom's school picture. And the lamp. And the lamp came from, so you'll remember, I recycle a lot of my okay. Alright, so okay, get rid of that. Let's do this. This is the worst, the presentation. Alright, so width will go 3.5 because I want to balance. This will be like 6. No, 7. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so this is obviously going to be black for sure. I didn't realize this image was so dark. But here we are. Because it looks like there was a gradient over it, but there's not. So I'll just do a really fine stroke line. I wonder if I ought to do maybe a little more than that. That was... There we go. Okay, I like that. And then you can open up maybe I will throw those both in Master Artist because that's where my focus is right now. But with the way they have changed, what's the name of that file? The way they have changed or are going to change the competition and separating it from wait, that. Just do this. I don't know what to expect from it yet. And I always try to kind of line up where it is in the image. Cough my microphone off. And the worse the guide images look, the more they can tell the work that you have done. So, a little trick of the trade. Okay, probably need to. Now, if I have to find all of the pieces of the troop of one, that's going to be difficult. Alright, I'm going to put these two in front and then do a layer of lower opacity black over those two really bright guide images.
Seems like just the other day I'd see your face and know what to say. Now I'm staring at the ground, stepping over eggshells spread all around.
So I'll save this as a layered.
Tell me, what can I do? Do I tiptoe
Yeah,
around?
it did. Yeah, prove I didn't take that picture. I really do hate the guide images, though. There you go. Oh. Well, forgot that one. I got all excited to be done. I definitely need to go back behind the... Oops. Over my... Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Now... Yeah. You want to replace it. Okay. So... what if I moved that to Master Artist? I'm paralyzed. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I wish it had a more dynamic name. I'm just going to leave it for right now. I'll leave it up though, because what I really need to do is get to work on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 to enter. I'm going to enter tonight. If I decide to enter that in Master Artist, you guys will just have to trust me that the exciting part of, you know, finding guide images has been completed. Okay, here we go. So, I have a concept shoot that I shot today that I'm very excited about, Little Warrior Princess. And then I have a regular session here with a very cute little girl. Okay. 15, we'll start there. I'm going to come back here. I like that better. 20, 24. Oh wait, I like that one even better. I don't trust you. I know. I don't trust anybody. So, I don't blame you. Alright, let's see if Newborn Basics is going to cut it. Okay. I'm going to flip this because you go right into the chair. We might have to give this a little crop too. And just there we go. Alright. So, at some point I have to... I'm real panicky because I'm not sure exactly what my case is going to look like. We actually don't even know what the competition is going to look like. So I was real unmotivated. And then I decided to like focus on ASP and Portrait Masters because I skipped the last Portrait Masters. I don't want to do that. That opens in 4 days, but I think it stays open too for a couple of weeks. Maybe longer, maybe like a month. So I'll have time because I've got a sketchbook full of ideas and titles and that stuff. But I didn't know when it was opening. So now I do. And I am super excited. And I have imaging next week. I will be teaching a pre-con class. So I've been spending a lot of time prepping that material and going over it and making sure it's all up to date. Because that's the thing about a marketing class. You can't just plan it. And I've done marketing classes like hundreds of times. But it changes so fast and so often that it's just new every time. Which is what makes it fun too. Nope. Alright. See if one of my loving children would bring me a coffee. Can't type. Someone to... It has been raining all day, and it was really foggy last night. It's beautiful. I like to shoot in the fog. I'm actually going to leave that horizon down there. It's kind of neat. It's a little point of interest. And I feel like we need some new music. I tend to lean towards... Let's try Deep Focus. Nope, it's not. Pitch and sound. epidemic favorites. Not sure that's a designation that. See. Okay. Let's stick in with the classic. Literally with classical. Oh, we're sending our rain to you. Maybe it'll be gone tomorrow then. We got a storm last night. I love a good storm. She had some poses. 29:34. Usually, the first couple of shots are kind of throwaways. Like while the subject is like getting comfortable with me and with the camera and the flash, and it just doesn't take that long with kids. They just hop right in there and totally comfortable. Oh my gosh, she's like a little baby gap. Okay, I'm feeling the classical music. $42 and $43. I'm gonna have a hard time here. I overshot this. And if you've ever been here before, you've probably heard me say that already. I shot 517. But you never know. You never know if a little one, she's 4, she's going to be feeling it. You don't want to miss that, like, sparkle of a real smile or... So I need to know what movies people watch. We ran out of movies. Old. There we go. And she picked all of her dresses for the session. And the little girl for the conceptual shoot today was loving the dresses. And that made it so much fun. Let me just bring this one. We'll lose a little, but I'm going to show her hair. This is good music. I'm going to actually make a note of this to write to, because I'm too distracted by lyrics. I can't listen to music while I'm trying to write something. Or I'll start, like, writing the lyrics to the song. So I like to listen to instrumental music, but if it's something that I already know the words to, it doesn't matter if there are words, because I can hear them anyway. Like when I get my nails done, they always have the equivalent to Kids Bop, like a cover of pop hits. There's the swoosh of the dress in this one, and I actually really like the crop because it just shows that whole ruffle line. So I'll leave that. See, there's the turn. Between those two photos is when she got comfortable. Here she was willing. She was excited, and she was willing to try. But when she got to try on a dress, and she got to dance around and stuff, then that was a game changer. She was ready to vogue. It was later today. It was a really busy day. Whoops. I can't see. I gotta look around my... So, once we get through this first round of competition pictures, all caught up on my client work, then I can start the new exhibition series that I'm working on that's actually mixed media. So, I'm really excited about that. It'll be a really fun. I haven't been able to do that in a really long time because just it makes sense time-wise, especially when I could do much less messy. As a painter, I am extremely messy. So it's time-consuming to try to pick up after myself. But kids are a little older now, and by a little I mean they're significantly older. And, you know, they can look after themselves and help and paint with me even. We got a few artists in the mix. My husband and I actually met in art school. I was a fine arts major, and he was a graphic design major. And then he went back and got a second degree in IT, and he's just like freakishly good at it. And I went back and got a second degree in marketing. But I use both my degrees every day. So I photographed this little girl that I'm editing now since she was a newborn. And they come every year. Oh, forget it. And it just blows my mind. They're not even my kids, but it blows my mind how quickly they grow. 88. 52. And I still think of them, you know, as being little bitty. There's that genuine expression. And she has the prettiest eyelashes. Usually, when I tell the kids that I'm photographing, when I tell them, like, okay, don't smile. Whatever you do, do not smile. And usually that's when they try not to, it elicits a real laughter and a real smile. But this one, you'll see, she could rock a serious expression. Some kids will just do one of these where they're like, they're like just pulling all the emotion out of their face if possible. And I'm talking to one of my children in particular, actually a couple of my children directly. You know who you are. If it feels personal, it is intended to be. But there are some that can just handle it. I'm going to put a little extra on this one. And then flip it. Nope, not there. I'm not though. Do I like it better the other one? I do. Whoops. Just kept going. No, I don't. Ooh, I don't know. What do we think? Put a little highlight. Her eyes are so dark. Just give the highlights a little attention. And then bigger for the cheeks. And then give her hair highlights a little nudge. And then just highlight on her brow. Perfect. I knew I would be cold in short sleeves. Those bright eyes. So she's 4, and it does not feel like it has been 4 years. Not at all since I photographed her newborn pictures, and that's the way it goes. I've been in business almost 16 years. It'll be 16 in June, and a lot of the very first babies that I photographed are graduating high school. Just crazy. But that's such a cool part to get to see these adults, that you have known all this time and documented their childhood. Sounds good. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good stream. I'll try to hop on there later. Whoops. Or I'll still be here probably. I got off my stream schedule this week. Normally I am Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And Monday was really busy, kind of behind the scenes. So I had to jump on Tuesday and had a great active stream. But I also kind of got me off of, oh my gosh, the wind machine just produces chaos and smiles, and I'm here for it. And I can be real picky because I'll never, you know what, I'm not going to say overshot. I'm going to change that because that's impossible. Oh my gosh. Which do we like? I like 84 because I like that the bangs are not in her face. But hey, Impoverished, how's it going? Glad to have somebody here to keep me company. I'm in an absolute frenzy today, just trying to catch up on everything. I had a conceptual shoot today with a little warrior girl, and I will get to edit that tomorrow. And right now I'm editing a 4-year client, and she was so fun. She was so grown up all of a sudden. I don't know what happens between 3 and 4. It's all carved and amazing how that is cool. It's like a relief. Now I do like, I used to, I don't sell them anymore because the clarity loss bothers me a little bit. But they were just prints on wood, and they were cool. Very, very popular with clients. So how deep, like how many layers into the wood did the, and you can link it here if you want. I don't know if it'll let you. But that's probably something you have to see in person. Thank you. My hero. Thanks, babe. That's cool. That's the kind of stuff that I want to see at the trade show. Stuff that really doesn't compute unless you see it in person. It sounds like Jaws or something. I'm going to skip this. Right. Yours isn't a print. That's what I sold. There's like a wood block printed on wood. And then there was one that I sold, one kind, that I'm going to do a little less conventional crop on this because I want to. I'm grown and I want to, that's all. Oh, okay. So she's a lab or a artist. Is she going to be imaging? She's got imaging on the brain because of his next week. I was also looking at WPPI, which I've never done. I've been loyal to PPA, not branched out at all, if you want to call that loyalty. Oh, really? Okay. I don't know much about their convention, but I was looking. I would like to apply to speak there. Don't look at my nails. I smashed my hand, and so I couldn't go get my nails done. And then it got too close too, because I want to go get them next week for imaging, and and I didn't want to go like an extra time. And it was a red hot mess. But anyway, I'm in between being put together right now, so just look away. The train wreck. The bee's knees, and I never say bee's knees. Okay, so what does WPPI offer that like imaging doesn't? This song is beautiful, but it also sounds like the Titanic. Going down. Maybe not. It probably wasn't that peppy. What was the song they played when the Titanic was sinking, when they played on the island? What is the age range for the movie Titanic? Are my children ready? All they know, they learned from memes, that there was room for him on the floating door. So. From my understanding, WPPI is real similar to imaging. So I'm feeding off your excitement though. I want to go. I hate that it's in Vegas though. I'm not a Vegas person at all. In fact, Vegas would probably be like, we don't want you. You're boring. I'm okay with that. Never went to imaging, but first time going. You can see so many classes, photo walks, gauge the caliber of industry standard. Okay. Second time around, you go for the business classes. Bring a photo friend and go. My husband and kids go with me everywhere. We are a package deal, but it would be an easy flight. I'll say that. We have tickets that we were going to London, the Super Bowl of photography. Do they do judging? Like you can watch the judging. Vegas with the fam. See, that's what I meant. Las Vegas would be like, actually no. You can't come. But okay, I'm gonna do this a little differently because I want to save my clipboard. What's on there? What was I talking about? I got totally sidetracked. Anyway. Oh, I know what I was talking about. So we bought plane tickets in February of 2020 to go to London. So they were pricey for my family of 7. And obviously the trip did not happen. Not only did it not happen, but they yeah, I saw his name in one of my like speaker groups or whatever. I think he's speaking at imaging as well. Oh, bucket list thing. To go or to speak? So we bought tickets to London, and it was supposed to be for August, and they wouldn't give us our money back, even though the whole wide world shut down. So we have until the end of this year to use them, and they're pretty substantial, so I don't want to use it on, like, I like driving places. So if it's within driving distance, I'm not going there. So we are, we're convincing each other as a family. I'm kind of 50-50. I go back and forth. As to whether or not to fly out to Disneyland again, which we've done. We go to Disney every year. We go to Disney World every year. We've been to Disneyland twice. But we're kind of toying with the idea of London just for, it wouldn't be for a competition or anything now. just for touristy stuff and soccer stuff. So, Twitch, decide for us. Okay. Yes. Exactly. I feel the same way too. Like if you wait until the perfect time till you have plenty of money and plenty of time and you won't be able to do it, or you run the risk of not being able to do it. We have traveled extensively with our kids. When our kids were our oldest ones were in Pokemon, we traveled once a month. We would go on a relatively major trip, and the kids have been in the 48 states, and I don't think anybody really cares about going to the last two. No offense to Alaska and Hawaii, but I don't know what I would even want to see in Alaska. I feel like I could do it in like a day, and I am not meant for Hawaii. As beautiful as it is, as much as I'd like to see Pearl Harbor, I would be so burnt. There's no amount of sunscreen. None. So I think London would be fun. We could go see some soccer games and I would really like to see Churchill's War Rooms and some, the usual stuff like Buckingham Palace and London Tower. What else is there? But also, like, I would like to be somewhere that I'm comfortable speaking the language. I can speak a little bit of French and a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of Italian. Like, and for Italian, like a little. Like, a little. So that would make me nervous. But I guess we could learn. The clock's ticking on that. Oh my gosh. Her face has changed so much in between these that, like, I'm gonna give them so many options. Because you don't know what the moms and dads and sisters and brothers are gonna see when they're looking at it. That little something, that je ne sais quoi, since we were just talking about French, that is so them, that nobody else can see. So I try to give them a real big variety of options. 498. Oh, 06, 07. 94, 98, 06, 07. I'm loving the energy, though, that you're bringing about WPPI. I like that. I think it does really sound very similar to imaging. And what is WPPI is in March. I think. So January and March would be good months. Soccer might be starting in March, but you know what? I kind of like that horizon. I'm going to leave it. So I don't see any reason why you couldn't do both. WPPI is life-changing. Well, so is imaging. At least my class is. I hope so. I hope it's good. I'm excited. I'm gonna bring people the good stuff. I'm holding little nuggets back that'll just be for there. And that's hard because I'm chatty. But it's cool to be around, especially I think as entrepreneurs, it's so easy to feel alone in it, because so much of like the decisions are on us. And even if you have employees, it's your business and you are in it. And to feel like you don't really have coworkers in the traditional sense, and like I've watched my husband yay, I don't know how they do that actually. I feel like I keep thinking I'll get an email or something about, like, I do know where to go now, because it's at the Gaylord in Opryland, and that place is massive. So if you park at the wrong end, and they were posting tips, like to get ready for like what shoes you pack, what shoes you leave at home. The number one thing is comfortable shoes. And I'm looking at the shoes that I've planned, and I'm like, that's not gonna work. I need a golf cart or something to take me from one end to the other. Or like the movies in the 80s where the women who worked in the city like had suits on and then wore like white tennis shoes. It's gonna be me. And it's already time. I'm going to apply again to speak at imaging again. I'm going to apply WPPI. Think is another one that's good, but just being in that. Oh, I just stopped talking earlier, but as entrepreneurs, as solopreneurs, where we work alone a lot of the time, and we carry that burden of our businesses alone a lot of the time, even though my husband is incredibly supportive. But like, it's on me. So it's cool to be around a big group of people that are in the same boat and facing the same, same economy and the same industry and changes in it. And hey, Flavio, how's it going? How was your Thursday? I am so excited to be editing this baby girl's pictures finally, and I'm super excited for the concept shoot that I shot today, and I'll get to edit that starting tomorrow, as long as I get this one wrapped up today. Oh, this is some mood music. I feel like I should work faster or something, or like ride a horse. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love it. I think we're in such a cool industry, and this work is important, and I want to see people do well. And there's nothing cooler, when you meet somebody and they're just doing exactly what they were meant to do, and they're loving it. And to other people, it may not seem like that exciting of a thing or whatever, but like, it's theirs and they're in it and they're passionate about it. That is the coolest thing to see in the whole wide world. That's why, like, I feel like there's a cat hair floating around. I didn't want to get my coffee. Ooh, new lens. And you've done your homework. I love it. I know how really hard it is to be a business owner, going above and beyond as an entrepreneur. Yes, it's so tough, and it's so valuable and worth it. And there are definitely times when all of that doesn't seem like it. Where you go, maybe a steady paycheck wouldn't be so bad. But the potential in our businesses far surpasses anything else. I'm a firm believer in it. This little face she's making. Oh my gosh, this music. I'm feeling it. So the little girl that is not who I am working on right now, the little girl that I photographed, she's fighting cancer. She's winning. She's not through it yet. We photographed her in between surgeries, but she can see the light beyond the storm. And we are doing a victorious image for her, and she's showing her scar on her leg for the first time. And she is the sweetest thing. And she looked in the mirror and she was like, I've never felt so beautiful. And it just sent chills all over my body, because like I get to do that. I get to be a part of that for somebody, and that's just the coolest. When I talk to people, I always say most people talk about passion. I usually say I'm beyond that. And photography is life. It's who I am. Yes, it's your thing. Yeah. And I was just talking to somebody the other day about, like, I wonder how. Oh, I know. I'm helping one of our older soccer players find a place for himself beyond high school and beyond the current team, and he wants to continue playing. So we were kind of going over some options, and I was talking about that same thing about finding people. Like, most people don't just turn 18 and know where they're going to end up and what their career is going to look like and what their life's going to look like. That doesn't happen very often. So I wonder how people, like, how do you end up being a foot doctor, a podiatrist? But we have a friend that just, and it's like it's just what he's good at. It's just his thing. Or a dentist, like, what does it take for you to be willing to spend every day with your hands in somebody's mouth? But they were saying that they had a dentist that was very passionate about oral health and, helping people have the best set of teeth that they could have. And that's just so cool. I think I talked about OOC handbook. I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is? This music makes me feel very frantic. Aww. Oh, it's already there. 1711. Whoop. Oh, okay. Best thing you can use, book printed by Department of Labor. Gotcha. This is like movie music. Oh my gosh. I love a good, beautiful, genuine smile, but I love a pensive, not looking. Oh yeah, you did. Yes, I was. We were all looking at what we should be when we grow up. Yes, that's cool. Yeah, because I actually was looking at that before I went over to help him. Oh, this coffee is so warm. I remember doing the career fair in 8th grade, and where they, like, you got to pick a career and you could go through all these. And I remember looking at him going, I could do literally any of these and be happy. And I think that's true. I mean, but honestly, I wanted to be in historic preservation for architecture. And that is not a degree that many schools offer. So I went with a university that was close to home because I didn't want to leave yet. And I was going to just get an undergrad in fine art and then move on to get a master's in historic preservation. And I met my husband, and the rest is history. But the funny thing is, I really fell in love with fine art, and I liked it before. I was interested in it, and I knew I had, some talent there. But I think a lot of people have talent, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yes, man, guidance counselors. Is that still a job? Do people still do that? Because I feel like ours had a lot of friend situations that maybe we should have just been handling on our own. This feels like this is out of a movie, this music. I'm gonna move this down. This has got to be out of a movie. It's like mice or something. But I wouldn't have predicted that I was going to. I wanted to buy old houses and preserve them and kind of flip them before flipping was a thing. So if I could have been on the ground floor of that, that would have been nice. That's not what was in the cards for me. And some of these I just want to give a little extra boost. And her hair is so dark and her eyes are so dark, they just don't pick up a lot of light. Guidance counselor. I don't envy that. That's one thing that I don't think I could. I was terrified of having teenagers. I loved kids. I worked in a daycare. I was a nanny all through high school and even junior high. I worked in a daycare when I was 11 years old. Kids that are 11 now go to daycares. And they left their children with me. I was a very responsible kid, but I was 11. And then something changed and they were like, oh, we can't have kids work here anymore. So I lost my job until I was 13. That was my first job, was a daycare worker. It was so much fun. And now those kids will send me stuff on Facebook, like friend requests on Facebook, and they have children of their own. Yes, going out and working. And just job shadowing. That's so valuable. And it's fun. It's, if you like people watching at all, that's like people watching to the ultimate. It's just interesting to me how people choose to live their day-to-day lives, like the little quiet moments. It's fascinating. Oh, you're in editing first. That's unusual. It's usually the other way around. I actually started my studio as an oil portrait artist. And I still occasionally get commissions for oil portraiture. And I have a mixed media exhibition this year that I'm very, very, very excited about. And I'm trying to figure out how to stream the stuff that's not on the computer. Oh my gosh, that's too cute. Whoops, that's wrong. Kid. So I think I need like an extra camera, probably. Here's the problem though, is as you can see my office, I don't know if you can tell, it's light gray. My desks are white, like a white birch kind of thing, and I am the messiest painter that you will ever run into. So that is it's not a good recipe. It's a recipe for frustration. Oh my gosh. See, how do you narrow these down? You don't. My gripe is I've heard the same story on multiple people. I knew someone who was top of the class in one of the top culinary schools, top of the class, but never actually worked in a kitchen. They didn't continue with that. You know, I bet that major in college probably has the highest turnover, because it sounds like you know, the romantic side of it is it's artistry, but then the actual job, and a lot of art jobs are like that too, where you think you're going to be in art, but you're actually a technician. But in the culinary world, it is extremely difficult. So sorry if anybody on here was planning on going into culinary arts, because I'm raining on your parade. Oh, this was her serious face. Seven. Looks like her little clip came done. 54. Oh, I gotta catch up. There were some that went through school and all they had to do is take the bar exam and they just quit. Or the auto mechanic, top of their class, and never worked in an actual working business. Wow. Yeah, I think it's crazy that you might. Well, okay, as a grown-up, I think it's crazy that you would go and work on getting a degree in a field that you haven't even shadowed somebody in for a day. But I went and got an art degree and didn't really know what I was going to do with it. I thought I was going to parlay that into going on to my master's and getting a degree in historic preservation. But I fell in love with fine art, and I have a wide variety of interests, and my first, I like art, but it does not feel like work to me, and I felt like school should feel like work. Do you know what I mean? So my first semester of college, I went to my professor, who was my counselor, and requested to change majors. I was going to change to political science. And she refused. And she said, I'm not going to let the art world lose an artist like you to political science. So if you're going to change your major, you're going to have to find somebody else to do it. And I guess it was not that important to me because I did not. I didn't find anybody else. I was like, okay, I guess this is my life now. And I met my husband there, and so beyond school, it was a vital part of who I became. The return on investment. Oh yeah, I got my degrees on scholarship. So, and I've told my kids, one of my kids wants to be a heart surgeon. Feel confident he needs a degree for that. I think the people that he'd be operating on also agree. And then my oldest wants to do something in art, and we're looking at options. Does he need an art degree? Not necessarily, but sometimes you need to be able to check the box so you can get that in a cheaper way, and get as much out of it. Like with any school, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you want to get out of it, you will. You want to get information out of it, quality education out of it. um, or also if you just want to get out of doing it, I suppose you can do that too. Everything looks crooked. Oh no, this is going to be more panic music. It's fun to hear from these kids around my son's age, like what they're thinking they might want to do. This music. This is intense. How people are being brainwashed, and yeah, I think it was probably always like that. I was an absolutely stubborn kid, so that was not. I'm cracking up with this music. I'm working faster. Oh, okay. We're gonna go from tiny to. Yeah, definitely not for everybody though. Going to school for engineering or to be a doctor, okay. Other than that, I don't know. And there were, oh, did I just gulp into my microphone? I apologize. And I don't blame you if you hate me now. I hate myself a little for that. Because I feel like I can hear it. But there are so many online schools and like community colleges or whatever. There are tons of it's more magnified now. Are you talking about my gulping onto the microphone? Sorry. Oh, it's more. Wait, are you talking about the college stuff? I'm distracted by my own gross self. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I feel like everything is magnified more. Like I feel like our whole world is just a lot more like in your face than it was when I was coming of age. Everything is crooked. This is like shark music. I'm talking about being woke. Oh, you know what? What's that? That's what. This is. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. That's all it takes. That's the shark music. I've had a lot of weird dreams. Like I had very detailed, realistic dream, and then right on the heels of that, I had a dream that I was in a speaking thing that I do. I do a lot of those, and but everybody in the audience had masks that made them look like cats. I don't know. What did I say? What was the question? I gotta skip this. This is making my blood pressure raise. I'm very affected by music, as you can see. Gotta relax. Okay, I might have to go to a different section of music because I'm still doing it. I felt like I was listening to the folk stuff too much. This is supposed to be classical. Oh no, now I can't find it. There we go. Back to the basics. I don't know what my question was. I don't remember. It's a lucid dream where I had full control and was aware how much time I actually had before I'd wake up. Ooh. Maybe maybe you were in Quantum Leap. I don't know. So when you wake up from that, do you feel? And also, you made me think of Juice WRLD. Do you feel rested? When I have vivid dreams like that, I feel more tired when I wake up. That's crazy. And I'll wake up in the middle of the night and think really clearly about a dream or be scared. Usually if it's a scary movie or a scary dream, like I'll want to remember it and like look it up. I don't know that it like that's even a thing, but it's probably some latent fear or whatever. And I usually forget though. So it doesn't scare me too much if I'm forgetting. Quantum Leap. Yes. I used to watch that with my mom on grocery night. So I would eat a Reese's cup and watch Quantum Leap. There's a show like that on now. In fact, it might even be the same. Maybe it's a reboot or something. I don't like when I sit down to watch a show now, which is not very often anymore. I used to be a real TV junkie. But like I think that's an 80s kid thing because if we wanted to watch a show, you better change your plans. Get out the TV guide. Make sure you're going to be there. So I was real loyal. But I don't watch shows or movies very often anymore. And when I do, I want to watch the absolute least thinking show. I was fine, was normal. Oh, okay. Huh. Wow. That's like you're getting extra hours in a day. That's not fair. I want some. Okay, yeah, I only ever saw the original. That was the grocery night. My mom and dad. Here comes the kitty. All right, 1766 and 1770. Hi, kitty. Just did it again. You know what's awesome? Yes, we are a Roku family. Although we keep it's the updated version of Rabbit Ears. We keep buying streaming services. It's a real issue. We have basically everything on the planet except for Netflix. So inevitably, it's always like, oh, you want to watch this on Netflix? But I refuse to get anything else. And there's like one show on every streaming service that feels necessary. But when I watch a show now, I want to watch like just mindless, absolutely no thinking involved in my television shows. And I'll watch. My husband likes thinkers. But I tend to go to sleep. Because we watch them. If we watched them during the day, I wouldn't. but we don't. Yes, I do. My grandparents on my dad's side had rabbit ears, and we were all like afraid to touch them, so you just suffer through whatever they had on. No, I don't have T-Mobile. For TV stuff or for phone stuff? Oh, we don't have it for either. Okay, I'm covered in glitter. I took so I have a huge hot pink tree in my studio, and I finally put it away today, and I take it to the 4th floor. Oh, you get free Netflix. Okay. No, definitely not. I don't have free or paid Netflix. And elevator 1 in Grand Plaza is forever coated in glitter. So you're welcome to everybody that gets on the elevator for the extra little spice in your life today. Free food! I have enough teenagers in my house that I should consider that. Yeah, we're back to the... I liked the beginning of the classical stuff. I didn't like the panic music, though. It stressed me out. Sweet. Now that is the ceiling cable of your next door neighbor of today. $1776, baby. Revolution. Oh, they did. I was so when we built our house, my husband was like, he wanted to cut cable, and I was like, no. So I gave him a month. I was like, sell me. You've got 1 month to sell me on it, and he did. So, and that was almost 10 years ago. But every year we add, we just add stuff. There we go. $94. Comcast trying to keep up. And it started out that the streaming services were like $4 a month or something, and you go, okay, well that's not $4 a month, who cares? And then they're like, oh, but you can bundle this one for only a little bit more, and then all of a sudden it's like as much as you were paying for cable. I don't know anybody who saw cable though. And then we got Disney Plus is like a trial. We just did like, it was for a certain movie or something that was only available. That was still in lockdown. Man, they really got lucky that they came out with that when they did. the other one better. I wonder if it's still raining. It's pitch black outside. Without Christmas lights, now that everybody has taken their Christmas lights down, it looks so boring. As you can see, my Christmas tree is gone. I am going to put out some Valentine decorations. I just started doing that a couple years ago because it felt so dreary without Christmas stuff. I don't even care. Like, we don't do anything for Valentine's Day, but decorate. Okay, sounds good. Drive safe. Thank you for hanging out. I'm going to rotate this whole horizon. Is gonna do me in today. I need to be aware here of, I guess I'm going to move this into Master Artist. The more I look at it, the more I think that makes sense. I like it though. That's what I intended. So we'll send it through judging, let them destroy it, and then I won't like it anymore. Okay, so let's see how many we've got edited of this session. We've got 44, and we're probably halfway through, so that's right on track. Hmm. 97. $97.06. 97.06. So I won't finish this tonight. But I'm thinking I might have an earlier stream tomorrow. I'll get some more done. Aww. Because I have indoor tournament for my U15 team tomorrow, and then hallelujah, we are done with that league. Oh, there is a real smile. That's what we were waiting on. Hey, Shreddy. How's it going? Okay, so I will. Oh, this is the whistling song. We're skipping. There we go. It's good. It's good. I've got everything ready to go. Yeah, these are done. Except for I think I'm gonna throw this into Master Artist. So I've got to put the guide images on there. But that's boring. Nobody cares to watch that. So this one will go through judging. I've got images of distinction, and I've got portrait masters in the next couple weeks. So we'll see if they rip it to shreds and how it fares. What was I doing? Was I doing that one? Thank you. The first comp for an image is always interesting because so often I will have one that I think is just kind of a case filler and not that impressive, and then it'll do really well. And then I'll have one that I'm in love with and I worked really diligently on, and it's trash. So I think I've learned to just ride the waves. No, I don't know if that's accurate or not. If I'm actually doing that or what's going on. And then, so today I shot. So I looked at the electronic business cards because the people, 3XM, the people that I have some of their products back there. So go ahead and look. They were showing them last year at the trade show. It was interesting. It's not anything that I like. I'm old fashioned. I like the, the good old, like, hand you my thing. It's probably realistically, it is the way of the future, but I'm a slow to change kind of girl. Excuse me, let me answer my flip phone and play some Snake. Wanted to get into the fine art side of water photography. Yes. Yes. That is hard. I've done a little bit. I've got some underwater stuff with a senior. I have asthma and I don't have real high lung capacity, so I always felt like I was dying a little bit. But that was, in my backyard, so I was okay with that. But there are some really beautiful. In fact, if you watch, I don't know actually if they're gonna do live judging for ASP, but if they are, I know for a fact that there's going to be some underwater fine art entries there. A friend, colleague is entering some that are stunning. Thank you. Planted at times. Yeah, I think there's always an element that is unpredictable because it's art. PPA does a pretty good job of taking the subjectivity out of it as much as you can, something like this, but it's always something like Impact is so personal from each judge's perspective, and that only, a merit is only a merit that day, and something is doing poorly that day. But it's a really cool, it's so fun to watch the judging. I hope they do. I'll have to look into whether or not they're doing live judging. I kind of think they're not. I wish they would, though. Oh, I gotta catch up. If I'm talking to someone, I just bump their phone and, oh! Do they have to know you're doing it? Or can you just like, boom, 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 and everybody goes home, they're like, what is this? Because that's like sniper business cards. I'm here for it. I'm just going to give her Catchlight a little boost. I'm mixed up. What are we talking about? Oh, the water. Yes. I had a maternity underwater session, and it was on a restricted lake. She worked for the government and had permission for it, so I couldn't go see it ahead of time, and there was just no clarity in the water. Which was disappointing. We got some really cool pictures of her floating, and we did some underwater, but it was like surface underwater where there's just like a horizon of I might actually paint this one up a little bit and maybe smudge out some of the it was successful, and part of it is just they are incredible clients, and she's so fun and willing to try anything. And I am really excited for this. I know I keep bringing it back up, but I'm excited for this concept shoot and to bring this little girl, really exciting. Not the one that I'm working on now, but a little girl fighting cancer came into my studio today, and I'm going to create a warrior image for her as she goes into what is hopeful will be her last surgery that she has to endure for a while. She went through 9 rounds of chemo, and she is just an absolute warrior princess, and we got to spoil her today, and she was all in on the dress up, and it was really special. So she loves Zelda, the video game. I'm learning about it. I'm told it's an intricate story. Luckily, I have a resident expert in the house to consult. So I always get a little frantic, like a little manic this time of year when comps are starting to open up, and I always feel like I've gotten stuff done, and all I've ever gotten done in the off season is like writing down titles and concepts for stuff that I want to shoot, but I haven't actually shot any. And I've got a list though of models that I'm going to look for, because I generally try to get the people in the images to be acquainted with the story that I'm trying to tell. It just makes sense. So sometimes that limits how quickly I can complete my process. And then I've got exhibitions too. There we go. So lots going on. Drove right over it. Okay. So we're gonna do we've got her. When I first started talking to her, it did not seem like walking was a real possibility. And she wanted to keep everything as true, as true to real life as possible in a fantastical way. 1828. Okay, I have to pick this before I forget. So they've had a hard year. They've had a lot of loss. And by the time we were able to make her session happen, she's walking. And like I said, she's an incredible kid. And she's walking with the use of a walker. And we took some really cool, she wanted to wear some of the ball gowns, and we took some really cool pictures, like with her walker there to the side and like jewels and gowns, and we got to play dress up with her a little bit and just have like a totally carefree, fun ball. And I feel really lucky to have gotten to be a part of that. But the cover of Legend of Zelda, no, Breath of the Wild, that might be the same thing. I'm not sure. But it's like a sun. I asked her if it was a sunset or a sunrise, and she said kind of both. So I like that, because then there's no pressure on which one I need to work with. So that is kind of the basis, but then we're going to have her, she's, going to be standing there triumphantly. Standing. So that's going to be exciting. Oh my gosh. What a doll. I believe there is no such thing as overshooting, because who can have too many photos? It's impossible. Just love that hand on her hip. I have bad news for you guys because I'm starting to know the words of these songs, which means there's going to be some singing. And I'm sorry for that. Oh my gosh. She looks really grown up. It's crazy to me how much these kids change in the year between when, for the kids that come once a year, I expect them to come back exactly as I left them last time. And they come back big kids. Nope, what am I doing? I'm just going to warm that back up because I brought down the... Oh my gosh. And then I get a little bit bigger one for the cheeks. A little bigger than that. My kitty won't come sit with me because I took her to the vet for shots today. She's mad at me. And I'm just gonna clone out this little two daughters, 4 and 10, and the changes every year are absolutely mind-boggling. I know, right? It just blows my mind. And my boys, my oldest boys are teenagers, and actually almost all my boys are teenagers, and my girls are little. And when you look at a picture from like even a few months ago or a year ago, it's like they're like grown, taller. I feel so. I'm gonna read it for YouTube so that they know what we're talking about. But it says I wish I would have taken more high quality photos of them. I feel exactly the same way. And like I tried, I just was bad at it when they were little. So my oldest, I was still on film. So you know you gotta pay for that. So we had 3 kids before we had a digital camera. And then 3 more. So, there was a learning curve there. Got some bad ones, but now I should revisit them sometime now that I have intense Photoshop skills, so I could maybe use them to. One of my composite images came about because I took a photo of a cardinal through the window when my mom was sick and my mom was dying. I just didn't know it yet. But it was a terrible picture. It was a terrible cell phone picture through a screen, through a wall, through a like dead shrub. But this bird kept visiting her window. And I just wanted that incorporated into a composite somehow. And I'm really glad that I did. It ended up being Messenger from Heaven. After many title changes, which I think we looked at that the other day if you were on the here, because it went through a lot of title changes before I landed on what I felt like was the right title for it. Very small parent friend circle. You don't mind if you've had experience, you have any kids with sleep anxiety. Yes, so just started watching. Okay. Well, when you say sleep anxiety, like, are they anxious and don't want to go to sleep, or are they anxious about sleep? Because we have faced both of those. Well, I was trying to do this without copying because I had something on the clipboard that I wanted to hold on to, but So if negative thoughts when you, oh, so that's just like traditional. Can I ask, if I had to guess, she's probably, this is the older one. And, it's usually like around puberty age. It's so common. And I wish I had like some tips or something to help you, but really they just had to grow out of it. And, I feel like, it's almost like they get to that age where they are understanding the dark side of the world, that it's not going to last forever, and serious things, they're getting a grasp on that, but they're not quite able to talk themselves out of those thoughts. So it's like a realization, and I hate that for them. I tried to come up with, yeah, I know, it's a hard thing because it's so repetitive, and it's like you're repeating the same thing, or it kind of feels like they're not listening. But I promise you it gets better with time, and I can't believe how common it is. And we tried to do it, like I tried to give them mantras, like to repeat to themselves, just whatever, seemed like would work for that day. But it was a constant, like I get to where I try to stay ahead of it and give them like a routine. Sometimes a routine helps, going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time, like making sure that that's how I operate. So that's what that's my experience to go off of. I like that. Thoughts are like clouds, they'll blow in and blow out. Yes. And that's what, just needing to hear over and over, you're okay. You're going to be okay. And, yeah, that's the tough, and I can see that starting in my, 9-year-old. It's just like once you've been there, you can see it. And it wasn't all the kids. My oldest son is not anxious in the least. But then and like we tried to put up I tried to put up what I thought were like peaceful imagery to focus on, like just something, it's kind of like in ballet when you have a focal point and you spin and you go back to the focal point. I forget what they call it, spot, I think. I don't pay a lot of attention in my daughter's ballet class, but kind of the same thing. Like even when you spin, you get back to that spot, focus on it, and you're good. So they'll work out tools eventually. And when they do, it's like the whole family can take a deep breath. Because you hate to see your kids, with that kind of almost panic. But I promise you, it gets better. And I can't say that anything I did actually helped. It didn't feel like it. But yeah, I'm happy to share. I was talking about this earlier in the stream, how I was so scared of having of having teenagers, because I was such a baby person. I loved little babies. I'd have little babies all day long. I worked in daycares. I was a nanny. Like, I understood babies. They're so cute and cuddly and snuggly, and and they're right there with you, and I don't know, I just love babies. And I was nervous because I was a bratty teenager. Now the kids around me were bratty teenagers, and I was nervous about, a rebellious streak, and, I watch MTV shows, so that doesn't help ease any fears. But I have to say, that having teenagers is so much fun. It's so much fun. I can't believe how you can be sarcastic. They get jokes. You can watch movies that you probably shouldn't be watching, but they're funny. And so far, knock on wood, I have very easy teenagers. They have their moments. So if y'all are watching right now, you have your moments. But, man, it's fun too. Okay, I'm going to wrap these up and then I'll be back tomorrow. Woo! I got a little trigger happy there. Because I'm going to do this and then I'm going to work on that concept piece that I'm so excited about. And this is like the golden age of photography as a 4-year-old. Because she was feeling it. She was loving the clothing changes and like different poses. And she did a good job. That's one thing, the difference between my boys and girls. The boys, they will do it. They don't fight me on getting their picture taken. But they won't request it. That is for sure. I think they like seeing the results happen, but they are not into it like my daughters will be like, "Oh, you got your camera out? How about that?" And they'll pose. Oh, yes! Cammy! Yes, it's such a good age. And you get those real genuine expressions and laughter, and they're just so unself-conscious. It's beautiful. We should all strive to be like a 4-year-old in front of the camera. Just gonna add a little color back in. All right. That is a wrap for tonight. Tomorrow comes the end of this session and concept shoot, and I'm going to get all of these entered and then cross my fingers and send up prayers and all that stuff. Thank you guys so much for being here and keeping me company and listening to me ramble. It is greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys on Instagram and YouTube between now and then, and I will see you here tomorrow. Have a good one. Good night.
That's why you my mommy.